We're talking about vital congregations and the things that they have in common that may be missing in congregations that are struggling. We've talked about leadership, vision, education, and communication. In this installment, we're going to explore saying thank you and expressing gratitude. Folks in the professional world of fundraising will tell you that you should thank people at least 5 different times, 5 different ways. I can remember a time when I shared that in a workshop, and one pastor piped up and said, "Why should I thank them for doing what they're supposed to do?" Well, there was muffled murmuring after a moment of pause in the room, and I don't think folks were terribly surprised to learn as he continued that his church was struggling financially, not achieving near what he believed their giving potential to be. You see, thanking people for offering their gifts isn't just polite, it's a best practice. Who doesn't like to get a thank you note? Professional fundraisers know this. Have you ever made a gift to the American Cancer Society, the Red Cross, or St. Jude's, or some other national helping organization? I bet it didn't take a week to pass before you received a letter. And what were the first 2 words? Thank you. Thank you for your gift of whatever. And then immediately there was a story connected to that gift and how that gift will make a difference in someone's life or the ability of the organization to faithfully execute its mission. And because they don't have a plate to pass in front of you every Sunday, they included an envelope to encourage another gift, all wrapped up in gratitude for your choosing to support their organization, because they know you have a lot of other choices. The church would do well to remember that our donors have lots of good choices for their charitable dollar. There are plenty of effective agencies who will be more than happy to share appreciation for the gifts they receive. For the church, this is almost too easy, and somehow we seem to miss it. We just don't get it. Yet if we set our mind to it, we can do it well. Hopefully you're already observing the best practice of sending quarterly giving reports to your members. Just be sure that instead of sending them a page full of numbers, that you send them a letter to cover up those numbers, and the first 2 words, thank you. Then tell folks about something you did in the last quarter that was made possible because of their generosity. And be sure to connect that story to the overall sense of mission and vision that drives your church. Yes, you can say that enclosed you'll find a copy of your giving to date according to our records. And this is actually another best practice because you're inviting them to compare your number with their numbers. Be sure to let them know that if their numbers don't match yours, they need to check with the person on your financial team that's responsible for accounting for those gifts. Usually a financial secretary, but in your context, it might be some other position. This is actually an internal control that helps to lower the risk of fraud or embezzlement. So 4 times a year, you can say thank you in this simple way through a system you already have in place. Now, if you do an annual campaign that involves a pledge card, a commitment card, estimate of giving card, or whatever you want to call it, you can also thank the people for making that commitment. And while you're doing that, you can tell them about looking ahead to the new mission or ministry that will take place in the coming year because of that commitment, and they've made it possible. You can also, another best practice, simply have a form within that letter that confirms the amount you understand they intend to give and the way in which that gift will be received. Say it's $5,200 a year. It may be $100 a week or $434 a month or $1,300 a quarter, or however they've indicated they want to make their gift. And if it's coming in some special way, such as stock or Bitcoin or whatever, you can make that note in the letter as well. But the main thing is you're saying thank you, telling them how their money becomes mission and ministry, and confirming what you understand their intentions to be. So that was easy, and we're just getting started. Say the kids do a fundraiser for camp scholarships or to go on a mission trip. Someone just needs to pay attention to who came to the car wash or bought the Amish-made cheese and salami or ordered the wrapping paper, so that when the kids return, They can write thank you notes to the people who supported them. Now you're teaching the kids a life skill, getting to say thank you, and you're getting to say thank you and build goodwill with your donors at the same time. Imagine, Susie writes, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Smith, thanks for supporting the Camp Scholarship Fund. I had a blast, and I met Jesus. It was freaking awesome." Tell me Mr. and Mrs. Smith aren't going to give the next time the kids are doing something. Exactly. Use your social media to give shout-outs to folks who show up to help. Post pictures of them with spatulas, garden rakes, or paintbrushes. Thank you for the ways you serve Christ through our community of faith. The mission chair can write thank you notes to those who came to the cookout or donate supplies or whatever the event was that supported the church living out its mission and its vision. Even the pastor can write a note, whether or not she knows the amounts of an individual's giving. The note simply says, "I know you support the work of this church with your giving, and I want to say thank you for your investment in helping us point to the realm of God in the world around us." Now, I'll tell you that I go to the mailbox every day at our house, and walking back to the front door, I sort out the junk mail from the necessary mail. And every time, it's a hard stop for a handwritten envelope with a real stamp on it. I open it. I want to see who it's from. Every time. In the last community I lived in, the local Catholic church, they had a dinner once a year, a thank you dinner. And the attendance, this is pretty slick, was self-selected. If you thought you'd contributed to the life of the parish in some way, you were invited to come. This way, no one could be omitted or say they were overlooked. A nice catered meal, wine and door prizes with live music made for a really nice night. And the theme every year was gratitude. This is the kind of culture we want to create in our congregations. And certainly it's evident in thriving congregations. Gratitude to God for all that we have, and gratitude to our people who make it possible for us to do the work that we do. Use your own creativity to look for ways to give thanks for every gift and every act of service, no matter how seemingly large or small, and watch the generosity start to flow. The next time, we'll look at the importance of creating an environment of trust. For the Center for Faith and Giving, I'm Bruce Barkauer. Ignite the generosity potential in your congregation. Contact us about Generosity Plus, a consulting and coaching service of the Center for Faith and Giving.